Let me ask you something. What do you work on every single day when nobody's watching? Not what you post online, not what you tell people you're doing, but what you really grind on when it's just you and your thoughts. See, most people wake up and let the world decide how their day gonna go. They roll over, grab the phone, scroll for an hour, waste half the morning, and then wonder why they ain't moving forward. But the truth is, the life you want, the success you're chasing, it ain't hiding from you. It's waiting for you to get disciplined enough to earn it. Every day you're either building or you're breaking. You're either stacking bricks toward your vision or tearing it down with your habits. And here's the thing, success don't come to the most talented. It comes to the most consistent. You can't just want it on Monday and forget about it by Wednesday. You got to show up daily like the world already put your name in lights. That's why I'm about to give you 10 things you must work on every single day, because if you don't, the world will work on you. And trust me, the world don't care about your excuses. All right, let's break down. Everybody want to talk about money, about cars, about the big house on the hill. But let me put you on game real quick. The most valuable currency you got ain't sitting in no bank account. It's sitting inside your head. Your mindset is the real currency. You can lose money today. You can lose opportunities. You can lose friends. But if your mind is sharp, disciplined, and focused, you'll always find a way to rebuild everything you lost. That's why when people ask me how I got here, I don't say the record deal. I don't say the hit single. I say the way I trained my mind. Because before I was living in penthouses, I was sitting in the projects thinking bigger than the four walls around me. If you can't see it in your mind, you'll never hold it in your hand. Every day when you wake up, you're either adding to your mental wealth or you're subtracting from it. You got two choices: feed your mind or starve it. Feed it with positivity, discipline, and vision, and you'll see doors open that other people didn't even know were there. But if you feed it with doubt, with fear, with negativity, you already broke before the day even starts. And the dangerous thing about being mentally broke is it don't show on the outside right away. You can be walking around with nice clothes, a smile on your face, but if your mindset is weak, it'll collapse when life puts weight on your shoulders. See, most people think the game is about talent. Talent helps, no doubt, but talent without the right mindset is wasted. You ever see somebody who got the skill but keeps messing it up because they don't believe in themselves or they let distractions pull them away? That's mindset. And on the flip side, you'll see people who weren't the most talented, weren't the smartest, but they had a bulletproof mindset. And because of that, they outlasted everybody else. That's the real secret. You can't control how tall you are, where you were born, or what your family left you. But you can control how you think, how you respond, and how you train your mind. That's power. When I was grinding, selling CDs out the trunk, everybody thought I was crazy for not chasing a label right away. But my mindset was different. I believed I could build my own lane, and that belief turned into Rock A, Fella, into Rock Nation, into businesses people couldn't even imagine at the time. The money didn't make the mindset made the money. That's why I tell people, you don't need $1 million to start thinking like a millionaire. You need to think like a millionaire so you can create the $1 million. And here's where most people get stuck. They think mindset is just about positive thinking. Now, it's about discipline, focus, and vision. It's about saying no to the things that don't serve your future. It's about staying calm when everything is falling apart around you. It's about telling yourself you're built for this when nobody else believes in you. That's why I say mindset is currency. You spend it every day. Every decision you make, every action you take, you're either investing in yourself or you're going broke mentally. And trust me, if your mindset goes bankrupt, your life will follow. So you got to work on it like you work on your body. Every day, read something that stretches you. Put yourself around people who elevate you. Speak words to yourself that build you instead of break you. You got to protect it from toxic people, from toxic habits, from the little voices in your head telling you to settle. Because once your mind is solid, there's no situation that can hold you back for long. The block can't hold you. The job can't hold you. The critics can't hold you, because the most valuable thing you own is already working for you. All right, here's motivation feels good. I won't lie to you, it's that spark you get when you hear a song that pumps you up, when you watch a video that makes you think you can conquer the world, when you catch a wave of inspiration out of nowhere. But here's the truth, motivation don't last. It's like a match, you strike it, it burns bright, but in a few seconds it's gone. Discipline is the fire that keeps burning long after the match goes out. That's why I always tell people, don't chase motivation, build discipline. Because discipline is what gets you out of bed when your body says sleep. Discipline is what keeps you working when the crowd goes home. Discipline is what turns dreams into reality. See, when I was young, I had motivation like everybody else. I was motivated to make it out, motivated by my mom a better house, motivated to change my situation. But motivation would have faded if I didn't lock in with discipline. I couldn't just get hyped one day and then relax for the next fight. I had to show up every day like the deal was already signed, like the stage was already waiting, like the world was already watching. That's what discipline is. It's doing the work even when the feeling is gone. Motivation gives you a reason to start, but discipline gives you a reason to finish. Most people fail not because they don't have dreams, but because they're addicted to motivation. They keep waiting for that feeling to hit them. They want to feel ready before they move. They want to feel inspired before they put in the work. Let me tell you, you'll waste your whole life waiting for a feeling. Winners don't wait for feelings. Winners create routines. Winners create habits. Winners create discipline so strong that it don't matter if they're tired, don't matter if they're stressed, don't matter if they're bored, they still show up. Discipline is like the gym. The first day it hurts. The second day, it still hurts. But if you keep showing up, your body adjusts, and suddenly you're stronger than you ever thought you could be. Same with discipline in life. At first, it feels heavy to push yourself. But after a while, it becomes who you are. Waking up early, working on your craft, cutting distractions, saying no to things that waste your time. It becomes second nature. And when that happens, you stop relying on motivation. You stop relying on external energy because you got your own engine inside you. When I was building my career, I didn't always feel like writing. I didn't always feel like recording. I didn't always feel like taking those long nights in the studio. But my discipline told me to do it anyway. That's why I always say discipline is greater than talent. Discipline is greater than luck. Discipline is greater than motivation. Because talent without discipline will waste away. Luck without discipline will disappear. And motivation without discipline will die out. But discipline with even a little bit of talent, a little bit of luck, a little bit of motivation, that combination is unstoppable. People ask me what separates the ones who make it from the ones who quit. It's not always skill. It's not always who had the best opportunities. It's who stayed consistent when nobody was clapping for them. It's who kept practicing when nobody was checking for them. It's who kept believing in their routine when nothing around them was changing. That's discipline. You build a structure for yourself and you trust it even when the results are slow. Because you know every brick you lay is part of the bigger building. And the day will come when people look at you and call it success. But you know it was just discipline stacked day after. Here's people out here guard their wallets like their life depends on it. They'll fight you over $10. They'll stress if someone owes them money. They'll count every cent when they buy something. But let me ask you this. Why don't you treat your time the same way? Because money, you can always make back. But time, once it's gone forever. Protect your time like it's money. Because in reality, time is worth more than money. You can't buy an extra hour life. You can't rewind yesterday. Every single day you wake up, you get a deposit of 24 hours, and how you spend it determines everything. When I was coming up, I realized quick that people will waste your time if you let them. They'll call you to hang out when you should be working. They'll distract you with nonsense conversations. They'll keep you locked in the same cycle of gossip, of drama, of negativity, while your dreams are sitting on the sideline waiting for you to put in the hours. That's when I learned to value my time like it was gold. If somebody wastes my time, it's no different than somebody reaching into my pocket and stealing money, because both of them are robbing me of opportunity. Protecting your time means learning how to say no. And let me tell you, saying no is one of the hardest things you'll ever learn, because people will make you feel guilty for choosing yourself. But you got to remember, every yes you give to something that don't matter is a no to something that does. If you spend 3 hours watching TV, that's 3 hours you didn't spend working on your craft. If you spend all day scrolling your phone, that's all day you didn't spend building your future. And then you wonder why success feels slow. It ain't slow, you're just spending your time like it's cheap. When I was building my empire, I had to cut out a lot of distractions. I had friends I loved, but they weren't on the same page. They weren't chasing the same vision. If I spent every night hanging out, I'd be broke, I'd be average, I'd be complaining like them. Instead, I chose to put my hours into writing, recording, learning business, figuring out the game. Those hours stacked up and they turned into albums. They turned into businesses. They turned into wealth. People see the results now, but what they don't see are the thousands of hours I protected, the hours I refused to give away. And here's the thing, people respect what you respect. If you treat your time like it ain't worth nothing, everybody else will treat it the same way. But when you set boundaries, when you move with intention, when you let people know you don't play about your schedule, they start respecting it. They might not like it at first, but they'll learn quick that your time is valuable. That's why powerful people don't make themselves available to everybody all the time. They understand that access to their time is a privilege, not a right. Think about it. Your future depends on how you spend your hours today. If you want to change your life, change how you spend your time. Stop giving it to people who drain you. Stop giving it to habits that don't serve you. Stop acting like you got unlimited years ahead of you. You don't. Every day that passes is one less day you got. That's why you got to treat your time like money in the bank. Invest it, grow it, multiply it. Because the way you spend your hours is the way you shape your destiny. Here's everybody wants to shine when the lights come on, but not everybody wants to put in the work when nobody's watching. Master your craft daily means you show up for your dream the same way you'd show up for a paycheck. Because at the end of the day, your craft is the foundation that builds everything else. You can't just touch it once a week and expect to be great. You can't expect consistency from the world if you're not being consistent with yourself. Every single day, you got to sharpen it, refine it, improve it. Because the moment you stop working on your craft, somebody else out there who wants it more is putting in hours while you're slipping. When I first started, it wasn't about fame or money. It was about being undeniable on the mic. I wanted to be so sharp, so precise, that nobody could question my place in the game. That didn't come from waiting on inspiration. That came from grinding daily, writing verses when I was tired, rehearsing when nobody cared, studying the greats, and then pushing myself to go further. That's the key. Your craft has to be more than something you do. It has to become who you are. If you're a rapper, you live music. If you're an athlete, you live the game. If you're an entrepreneur, you live the hustle. It's not a side hobby. It's your oxygen. The reason most people never reach the top is because they want shortcuts. They want to skip the hours of practice. They want the success without the grind. But greatness don't work like that. You don't rise to the level of your dreams. You rise to the level of your discipline, your practice, your mastery. You can talk about how much you want it all day, but if I look at your calendar and I don't see hours invested in your craft, then you're just playing yourself. Talk is free, work is the price. The truth is, mastering your craft is lonely. It means staying in when your friends are out. It means putting money back into your dream instead of blowing it on temporary fun. It means missing sleep because you're up learning, practicing, building. And that's why most people tap out. But the ones who stay in it daily, the ones who embrace the grind, they build something that nobody can take away from them. Because once you master your craft, you don't need to chase opportunities. Opportunities come looking for you. And here's another thing: you never really arrive. Even when you hit the top, you keep working like you're still climbing. That's what keeps you ahead. I never stopped studying flows, never stopped learning business, never stopped reinventing. Because the moment you think you're good enough, you're already falling behind. The world don't care what you did yesterday. It cares what you can do today. That's why I say daily, not weekly, not whenever you feel like it daily. Small, consistent steps every single day turn into giant leaps over time. Mastering your craft also builds confidence. See, when you've put in the work, you walk into a room with a different energy. You don't need to convince people, they feel it. Confidence don't come from talking, it comes from preparation. It comes from knowing you spent hours working while others were sleeping. It comes from knowing you didn't cut corners. And when that moment comes, when your shot finally appears, you don't panic, you don't fold, because you already prepared for it 1,000 times in private. So every day you got to ask yourself, what did I do today to master my craft? Did I learn something new? Did I practice? Did I build? Did I sharpen? Because the dream ain't waiting for you and the competition ain't slowing down. The world respects mastery, and mastery only comes to those who show up daily no matter what. The loudest thing in your life ain't always your calling. Most times it's just noise. People talking, distractions pulling you, opinions flying everywhere. If you let all that noise control you, you'll never hear your own voice. That's why I say cut the noise and build your vision. Because vision is quiet. Vision don't scream, it whispers. Vision don't come from the crowd, it comes from inside. You got to learn to tune out what don't matter so you can lock in on what does. When I was younger, the noise around me was heavy. People telling me what I couldn't do, telling me the odds, telling me I needed to follow the path everybody else was on. That's what noise is. It's other people projecting their fear onto your life. If I would have listened, there would be no Rock A fella, no Rock Nation, no empire. I had to protect my vision like it was fragile glass, because one wrong move, one distraction, one slip into negativity could have shattered it. And that's the same for you. If you don't cut the noise, it'll cut your dream down before it has a chance to grow. Noise comes in different forms. It can be people who doubt you. It can be the fear in your own head. It can be the temptation of comfort. It can be the endless distractions in the world, social media, gossip, chasing things that don't even move you closer to your goals. The reason so many people never see their vision come to life is because they spend all their energy entertaining noise. They give time to arguments. They give focus to opinions. They give attention to every little distraction. And at the end of the day, their dream is starving because it didn't get fed. Building vision takes clarity. It means you wake up every day with a picture in your head of where you're going. Even if it's not fully clear yet, you keep shaping it. You keep sharpening it. You keep protecting it from all the things that try to blur it. People will call you stubborn. People will call you crazy. People will say you're too focused. But that's exactly what it takes. Because when you got vision, you see things they can't see. And when people can't see it, they'll try to talk you out of it. That's why cutting noise is essential. Because noise is always loudest when your vision is just starting to form. Think about it. Every great creator, every great leader, every great innovator had to step away from noise to build something new. They weren't available to every distraction. They weren't tuned into everybody's opinion. They were locked in. You can't build a masterpiece if you keep stopping to answer every knock at the door. You can't create greatness if you're worried about every comment, every critique, every distraction. At some point, you got to say, my vision matters more than your noise. And here's the beauty. When you cut the noise and build your vision, you start moving with purpose. Your time makes sense. Your energy makes sense. Your grind makes sense. You're not just moving in circles, you're moving forward. And when your vision is strong enough, it becomes louder than the noise. The same people who doubted you, the same people who distracted you, end up watching you succeed and realize they were just background sound in your story. That's why you got to treat your vision like it's sacred. Write it down, see it every day, feed it with action, and starve the noise around you. Because at the end of the day, the world will always be loud, but the ones who win are the ones who learn how to stay silent on the outside and laser focused on the inside, building brick by brick until the vision becomes reality. Here's keynote 16: health and energy are non-negotiable. You can stack money, you can build businesses, you can chase dreams, but if your health is breaking down, none of it means anything. Too many people chase success like it's the only prize, and then when their body gives out, when their mind collapses, they realize they traded everything for nothing. That's why I tell you health and energy are non-negotiable. You can't perform your best if your body is weak, if your spirit is drained. Success takes stamina. Life takes endurance, and that only comes when you protect your health like you protect your bank account. Think about it. What's the point of having millions if you're too sick to enjoy it, too tired to travel, too stressed to sleep? We glorify the grind, but real bosses know the grind is a marathon.